USC football finds itself at a critical juncture. After back-to-back losses to Michigan and Minnesota, questions surrounding Lincoln Riley's ability to lead the program have intensified. USC's 6-2 record could easily have been 5-3, and the team's vulnerability on the scrimmage line continues to be a concern. It's becoming clear that USC's finesse style can't survive in the rugged Big Ten. Minnesota, a middling team that USC should have dominated, outmuscled them in the second half. USC's offensive line couldn't protect QB Miller Moss, while the defensive line was worn down by the Gophers' run game. This exposes Riley's recruiting failures. In 3 recruiting classes at USC, Riley has failed to bring in top-tier linemen, a problem amplified by the fact that the team relies on transfer portal players for both the offensive and defensive lines. USC has been unable to recruit from the talent-rich state of California, signing only 15% of the top players in the state over the last 3 years. Even more telling, USC hasn't signed any of California's top-ranked offensive or defensive linemen in that period. As a result, the Trojans have struggled against physical teams, as seen in their loss to Minnesota, and they now face a must-win game against Penn State. If USC falls again, the pressure on Riley will only intensify. Meanwhile, on the national stage, Boise State's Ashton Jeanty is putting up numbers that rival one of the most legendary seasons in college football history, Barry Sanders' 1988 campaign. Jeanty has 1,031 rushing yards through 5 games, averaging an astounding 10.8 yards per carry. If he continues this pace and Boise State advances in the postseason, Jeanty could challenge Sanders' single-season rushing record. He's currently on track to surpass Sanders in fewer carries, but highlighting the potential for a historic season. As Week 7 approaches, USC is at a crossroads. Riley must figure out how to toughen up his team, particularly in the trenches, or risk another disappointing season. Penn State is up next, in what feels like a manhood game for the Trojans, while Boise State fans eagerly watch Jeanty's pursuit of history.